Hey guys, this is Eliza and welcome back to a new video. So today we will be talking about Netflix, specifically my Netflix saved list, or my list, whatever you want to call it. So I thought it'd be interesting to just have a look at what's on my list. I don't really go and look at it, like I save things on there, but I don't really go into it when I'm trying to find something. I usually just scroll through the main page of Netflix. So let's have a look at the list, see what I have actually watched, whether I would recommend those things, what's on my to watch list, things that I started watching and really didn't like, so stopped watching. Do I have any rhyme or reason for this video? No, I really don't. But let's just jump in. So first we'll go right down the bottom. So first we have Thunder Force, which is a movie with, what is her name? Hold on. Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer. And it is hilarious. Highly recommend it. It's probably one of the only movies that are on this list because most of the stuff on this list appears to be TV shows. But yes, Thunder Force, it's hilarious. They get turned into superheroes. It's great. Then we have Shadow and Bone, which has been on my save list for a long time, but I only recently actually finished it because about probably 6 months ago, like not long after it came out, I started watching it with my ex, my partner at the time, and he didn't like it, so we never watched it. We never continued watching it, which is on brand because we only ever watched shit that he wanted to watch. Reason there's an X there. But anyways, so yeah, I never got around to actually finishing it. I think we watched like 1.5 episodes and then stopped, and I recently watched the whole thing and I do really enjoy it. I don't know how much of a fan I am of the combination of the Six of Crows and the Shadow and Bone bit into the one world. I really wanted to see Six of Crows with the heist, like as it plays out. I don't know how they're going to incorporate that per se. If they're going to incorporate it, I really don't know, but not sure how I feel about that, but I'll definitely watch season 2 and I do recommend checking it out. Also, I forgot to mention I sound like shit because I'm getting over the flu. Not even COVID, the flu. Like, it's been 2 years and I still haven't got COVID, but I got the flu and it's kicking my ass. It's been like, what, 6 days? 6 days, and I still sound like this and feel like shit. And it's worse than any other flu I've ever had. This year is brutal. So next we have Young Royals, which is a TV show. It is a translated TV show, but it's translated pretty well. Like, there's only a few times you really notice that the voices don't match up to the, like their mouth movements, because obviously the video is in the original language, but then they've put like a voiceover type thing over it, and you can't really tell. Like, it's really well done considering. I really enjoy it. This one's about a young prince who is sent away to a boarding school because he's been like a little shit basically, and they sent him to a boarding school, and it's a LGBT romance, and also it deals with grief and some heavy stuff, like there's drug abuse and that type of thing. But yeah, really recommend it. It's really good. Then we have The Witcher, which I watched season 1 ages ago when it came out, loved it. Recently finally got to season 2. It's so good. The Witcher is amazing. Then we have Bring It On, All or Nothing, which, that's an OG movie. I've watched that many times in my life. Maybe that's a sign that I need to go back and watch Bring It On. Now, getting into ones that I haven't watched. So we have 42 Days of Darkness, which there is 1 season out. I'm not going to read any synopsises because that would just take forever, but it's labeled as dark mystery. So I'm definitely keen for that. And looking at the little trailer that's playing, like I don't have the sound on, but looking at the little trailer, it's looking interesting. It's like thriller kind of vibes. Also, I should probably like put you guys this way a little bit so I have somewhere to put the things. Next we have The Nightingale, which is this is a movie, but I haven't watched this one, and it is labeled as violent, emotional tearjerker. Sounds like a wild ride. The cover kind of reminds me of like the Hunger Games, like when she's still in the districts. Then we have The Prom, which is another movie, inspiring musical. Is this like the modern version of High School Musical? Oh my god, I didn't want to watch it, I just wanted to open the info. Jesus. It is LGBT though. I did save a fair few LGBT ones around the time I was watching Heartstopper, so this might be one of them. I could go for a High School Musical gay edition. Why not? Then we have Kissing Game, which is a TV show, and it's labeled as soapy suspenseful teen. Soapy. I don't know how I feel about that word. I'm assuming it's referring to like soap opera-y, soapy. Then we have Gypsy, which is another TV show labeled as drama, intimate and psychological. That is a interesting combination, that is for sure. Interesting, not really sure why that's on there because that doesn't really sound up my alley. And it doesn't sound like it's gay, so I'm not sure why that one's on there, but okay. The main cover kind of makes it look like mystery thriller though, so like maybe that's why I saved it. Then we have Journey 2, which I love that movie so much. It is so good. It's the one with The Rock in it and Josh Hutcherson and Michael Caine and everyone else. Really recommend that one. It's a movie. It's the second one. Go and check it out. Then we have Along for the Ride, which I think is this one LGBT. Also, it's marked, I should tell you guys this, it's marked as a 92% match, which is how they match to what you've watched, I think. I think that's how that works. But this one is labeled as teen movies based on books. Ah, yeah. I can picture the cover. I can't remember what the author's name is. But yeah, I know which one this is now. But yeah, it's labeled as swoon-worthy, heartfelt drama. Then we have The Sound of Magic. I watched like the little mini trailer and it looks really fun. Like kind of reminds me of like Studio Ghibli type thing, but like not cartoon. Heartfelt, emotional, musical, 92% match. Then we have Alex Strangelove, which is, I'm pretty sure is LGBT. It's offbeat, witty, and dramedy. Dramedy? Dramedy. Who made up these fucking words? Is that drama comedy? Dramedy. That is a fucking stupid word. Oh, it's also 94% match, if I didn't say that. Then we have Lucifer, which I think I'm like halfway through season 5. I was up to, at the time of, like there's been a couple times where I've binged everything up to what's up. And I think at the time we were like still halfway through them releasing season 6 or something like that. And I got up to whatever it was. I don't know. I haven't finished it, but it's labeled as slick and satanic, which it's not really. Like, yes, it has Lucifer, but that doesn't mean it's satanic either. That's a very weird word to use. I mean, it could, I don't know. Anyway, Lucifer, love that. Game Boy's Level Up Edition. What the fuck is this? This is a romance, Filipino romance between two people live streaming a game. And there it's an entire season of it. Literally, is that all it is? Like, do they leave, is it just a live stream? Like, is there anything else? Or is it just a live stream? I don't know what that is. I'm not sure I'm down for that. I don't even think did I save that? I don't know. Then we have Welcome to Eden, which is psychological suspenseful sci-fi TV show. 95% match. That is definitely one that I added a while back. I think it is LGBT as well. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. Blood and Water, there is 2 seasons of it out at the moment. Soapy. Again. Teen suspenseful. It's also got South African listed as a genre. Is South African a genre? That seems weird to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know, but that just seems weird. Anyways, I think this one was another LGBT one. I think it was in one of those lists. Like, they had an LGBT, like, you know, the Netflix where you scroll across. They had LGBT one day, and I think I went through and saved a heap of them, so I'm assuming that's one of them. Then we have The Haunting of Bly Manor, which is a horror. 1 season currently out, 95%. It's listed as ominous and scary, so I am down. Then we have The OA, which I think I've watched the first part. I don't think I've watched the second. I don't know how to describe that. I recommend checking it out. It's definitely interesting. It's labeled as mind-bending. Yes. Intimate sci-fi. It's different. There's no way I can't describe that. But I do recommend it. It was good when I watched the first part. I don't know about the second part, but the first one was good. Then we have Peaky Blinders, which is violent, period piece, notable soundtrack. It has 5 seasons. Also, 6th season coming 10th of June. It's British, violent. Gangs of 1919 Birmingham, England. Interesting. 95% match. Teenage Bounty Hunters, which is 1 season, raunchy, quirky, teen, 95% match. It sounded interesting. Added it to the list. Ozark, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a 96% match. This one has 4 seasons, and it is ominous, dark thriller. I don't need to know more. I'm into thrillers, so, you know. Grand Army, I'm pretty sure this one's an LGBT one. It's got something to do with cheerleading, I believe. And gritty, emotional teen. Mortal. Suspenseful fantasy superpowers. Interesting. 96% match. 2 seasons currently out. I don't know if that's an LGBT one. I'm not sure. As I said, I did go through and save a heap that was in that list. They're LGBT in the fact that they've got LGBT characters, but they're not necessarily LGBT themes, which is why they don't always say LGBT in the genre section. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So that's why I'm not 100% sure. Then we have Luna Nera. Is that how you pronounce that? 96% match, 1 season, fantasy, romantic, emotional. And this one, I remember the trailer looked really interesting. Then we have AJ and the Queen. Campy. That fucking word. Witty and dramedy. Dramedy? How do you pronounce that, actually? Like, it's a drama comedy. But it involves AJ is, like, by the Queen, like, drag queen. Vikings Valhalla. I think, is that the one I started? No, that was The Vikings. I started that and hated it. That was ages ago. I started that. This is Vikings Valhalla. It's a different one. So there's 1 season out. Violent, dark, action, fantasy. Sounds up my alley. Then we have Dare Me, which is slick, dark, teen. 96% match. I feel like I'm on like fucking Tinder or something. It's like, how much did you match with this person? 96%. Please Like Me is LGBT. 4 seasons, quirky, comedy, 96% match. Sounds interesting. Black Lightning, this one's also LGBT. This one is superhero, explosive, gritty. There is 4 seasons out and has a 96% match. Jupiter's Legacy. There is 1 volume out because we like to be different. We don't do seasons, we do volumes. Dark, exciting, superhero. Looks like a fun time. Trinkets. Okay, no information popped up. Oh, wait, there it is. It was taking a second. There's 2 seasons out. Emotional, teen, LGBTQ. 97% match. I think that's the highest we've had so far. 97. There's another 97. We have Daybreak, which is offbeat, dark comedy. Looks kind of zombie apocalypse-ish. I'm just like watching like the trailers playing as I've hovered over it. Interesting. Kind of looks like dystopian-ish. You know what I mean. Then we have Valhalla, which I've had on here for ages. I've just never gotten around to actually watching it. Definitely want to at some point. I just haven't got there. But there's 5 seasons of it out. It's violent, dark horror. 97% match. Maybe, is that how it's... that's how it's categorized. The percentage, it goes like... Because I started at the bottom going up thinking that it was going in order. But it's going in percentage of matchedness. That's not a word, you know what I mean. Next we have How to Get Away with Murder. Sounds interesting. 6 seasons, suspenseful, mystery, courtroom. Then we have Derby Girls, which there's 2 seasons. Sitcom, witty, nostalgia. Julie and the Phantoms. 1 season. Magical realism. Interesting. Inspiring musical. So it's High School Musical with magic. That's how I'm picturing that. The Travelers. Now, I did watch maybe season 1 of The Travelers, but it was quite good. It was very interesting. Sci-fi, exciting, dark. Then we have The Society. Dark, suspenseful teen. 1 season. Still on 97% matches here. Then we have Never Have I Ever, which is quirky, feel-good teen, which I'm assuming has something to do with the game Never Have I Ever. Atypical. Quirky, heartfelt teen. There is 4 seasons. And it's about a teen on the autism spectrum. Then we have Manifest. Suspenseful, mind-bending, sci-fi. There's 3 seasons currently out, and now we're up to the 98% matches. Outer Banks. Suspenseful, teen, soapy. There's 2 seasons. Oh, The 100. I loved it. Okay, I don't know where I got up to, because only season 1 has, you know, like the red line at the bottom to say that you've watched it. But I definitely watched, I think, maybe till season 4 or something. I need to go back and watch that. But The 100 is based off the book, The 100. I have not read the book. It's by Cass Morgan. I haven't watched the book. I haven't read the book. But yeah, I did really enjoy what I read of The 100. It is LGBT themed as well. And it's really good. Highly recommend. Then we have Elite, which is another soapy. It's a suspenseful teen soapy, to be specific. 5 seasons. 98% match. Lost in Space, we have 3 seasons. This one looks really good. Like, I think I've watched the trailer for this one. Alien sci-fi, slick and suspenseful. October Faction, there is 1 season. It's a horror. Yeah, this one looks like bomb as well. Then we have Stranger Things. Obviously season 3, nostalgic, ominous horror. I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch that. That one's like, that's debatable. Then we have Sweet Tooth, which fantasy, heartfelt, quirky. It kind of looks dystopian-esque, like by the cover, which is why I saved it, because I like dystopians, so maybe. Then we have Shannara, fantasy, myths and legends, 2 seasons. Sounds interesting. And then lastly, for ones that I have not watched. Oh, I did start this. I watched 13 minutes of it. I don't remember if I stopped watching it because it was boring or whether I stopped watching it because I had to go and do something. I never went back to it. I don't know. But it's Lock and Key. Then we have Tomorrow When the War Began, the TV show. What in the fuck knuckle was that? I watched, well, actually me and my ex watched 1 episode and we were both like, what the fuck is that? I've read up to the 4th book of Tomorrow When the War Began. I really need to finish that series. I love the movie. Like, it doesn't follow 100%, but I do really enjoy the movie. I think it's great. Even though they never continued it. They never continued it. There are 7 books and they never continued it. But anyways, the TV show, shite. Utter shite. That's all I'm gonna say there. Also, the acting was just fucking bad. Anyways, I digress. Then we have Wonder Woman. I don't think I need to talk about Wonder Woman, the movie. It's great. Amazing. Go and watch it. Then lastly, which is the most recent of my DNFs, which is Degrassi, which I talked about in my recently read, watching, doing whatever the video was. I will put it in the cards. Whichever side the cards go in. It was different. I watched it because it came up as in a list of like TV shows similar to Heartstopper. Because that was when I was going through Heartstopper withdrawals and I wanted something else and I started that. I don't know. I was talking to Mum about it because the one that I watched, Degrassi Next Class, is like the modern version of it. There was a Degrassi back in the day and Mum said it was actually okay, but this was utter tripe. Absolutely bullshit. Like, it was so stereotypic teen drama, which I don't like. Like, I like realistic teen drama stuff. Like, it can be funny. Like, I'm not that much older than a teen, really. I'm 24. I still feel like I'm playing 12. Please send help. It was not good. Like, we had the stereotypical gays. Like, there was 2 blokes. Stereotypical gay. Like, straight out of the textbook gay. Which, there is people out there like that, sure. But when it's so over-enunciated, it's like, dude, chill. Please. But yeah, and even everything else was like very stereotypical stuff. But then the bit I got up to, which I was like, I can't do this anymore, was this chick found out that the guy that she like thinks is hot and is attracted to, even though she's never spoken to him in her life because teen drama. But yeah, the guy that she's attracted to, her mate said that he likes bigger butts because he likes photos of girls with big butts on Instagram. Also, how deep FBI stalking are you to know what photos he is liking? The fuck? But anyways, so yeah, he apparently likes photos of big butts. So he likes big butts. So she decided to put socks or something down her pants. Ma'am, what the fuck? That was the point where I was like, I'm done. It's too much for today. I'm out. Especially, I went from Young Royals to Degrassi, and Young Royals is like really good. And it was like serious, realistic. Went from that to Degrassi, which was utter tripe. And I'm like, the fuck am I watching? So yeah, I got 3/4 of the way through episode 1. And I DNF'd. That is everything that is in my saved list. Let me know, do you use your saved list? Do you actually go in there and have a look at what's in there and use that to choose what you want to watch? Because I don't. Is there any of them that are on my list that I haven't watched that I should? Let me know. But anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my random rambling about the shows that I have saved on Netflix and some of the ones that I recommend and some of the ones that I really don't. And yes, that is it for now. I'll talk to you guys in my next video.